Being fair and just was an important concept with which I had been raised. At the same time, I saw repeated situations where society and especially the church didn't seem to fit with my ways of seeing the world. I'm Derek Shelly. I'm the minister at Trinity United Church in town. I've been here since 2003 and have had worked in the area of spirituality my whole life, but professionally. But in the last 20 years, I've done a fair bit of work in the area of palliative care and end of life. And through that, I have wanted to present things around spirituality and end of life. And the form that came to me was that of writing a novella, short novel about life and death. And it's told in the first person of an individual who, from beginning in time where he receives his diagnosis of terminal illness. And then the struggles, faith struggles, spiritual, religious, human struggles of being a husband, father, grandfather, being a human being dealing with terminal illness. Starts out, Sam, there's no good way of saying this. Do you know anything about Lou Gehrig's disease, or what's called ALS? Asked Dr. Levinson. I know that it killed one of baseball's greatest players, but nothing else. Why? I replied, but already anticipating the answer. At the same time, I got a sinking feeling in my gut. The expression on Catherine's face said it was even worse than I was thinking. I have some thoughts on a follow-up book about Sam's widow, Catherine, and what it is for her to be widowed and the grieving process, which is the same and yet different for everybody. But also there's a brief mention in this particular book, Dying to Live, that mentions a son. It doesn't mention much about him. And I don't want to give the whole thing away, but there's an issue with him, and I want to say mental illness that is going to come into play. And so that's the next journey.